Hey guys, Redneck Mini 14 here, and I'd like to say Happy New Year and late Merry Christmas. Been kind of busy lately with family and work and all that, but I thought I would do a video today on this muzzleloader that my uncle lent me for alternative method season. And I went out one day with this, and I didn't see any deer. Saw a couple coyotes. I didn't shoot at them though. But anyway, the muzzleloader that we have here is a night vision, and that's kind of a play on words if you think about it. But it's got a black synthetic stock, very nice recoil pad. You know, it's rubber, and it's got all these little cutouts here for added cushion. It's a brake action type muzzleloader, so you just pull this down here and brake it down. Kind of hard to do on camera. Let's do it like this. And you have your primer that goes right there, and you just push it back together. Now it's kind of hard to put it back together. It's a little stiff, but it's got well, first of all, it's got this red head scope on it. It's a muzzleloader scope, as it says right there, and it's a 3-to-9 by 40 power, and it's got on the crosshairs, on the, you know how you have your little T, and on the bottom one it's got a couple tick marks for how much the bullet actually drops when it gets so far out, which is kind of cool. Anyway, it's it's just your basic muzzleloader. I mean, I guess these would be a couple $100. It is loaded. It doesn't have the primer in it, but it does have a charge and a bullet in the barrel from when I went hunting. I don't have the little tool to get it out with. My uncle has that. But it's loaded, but it doesn't have a primer in it, and I'll show you what all that looks like here in a minute. But here's the Ramrod, and it's just this little, I guess it's aluminum, and then you put your powder down there and your bullet, and you just ram it in. Kind of like how they did back in the olden days with the American Revolution and the Civil War. Kind of like an old style rifle, musket, only it's modern. Just like a lot of muzzleloaders are today. And that's the only thing that Knight makes is muzzleloaders. They have all different kinds. You can look them up. I really like this one. It has a very long length of pull though, so it's really long for me compared to my other guns. Has fiber optic sights, has the red in the back and green in the front. Safety is right here, so it's on safe right now, and then now it's on fire. Not sure if you can see it, but there's a little bit of a red ring there. It's not very bright, it's actually very dark red ring. But anyway, so that's the muzzleloader that I used for alternative method season. And then here's the ammo and primers. It's in this little pouch here, and let's see, I think it's in this one. These are the primers that go in this in this particular muzzleloader, it's basically, it's kind of like a shotgun primer. It's a 209 primer, which is what I used when I reload shotgun shells. And then it's in this little plastic sleeve that you have to use for this particular muzzleloader. I think a lot of night muzzleloaders use these little plastic sleeves. I don't know why, but guess that's just their thing. There's 5 of them in here, and this is actually the thing for the little tube for the powder and bullet. I don't know if you can see it, but it says ball right here, which is the end for the bullet, and that chamber is big enough for 2 primers. And then on the other side it says powder, and that's big enough for 3 primers. So anyway, he basically took the powder and ball out of this one, put it in the gun, and then put the primers in here so that the primers would be protected. And then let me just show you what the ammo looks like. Not sure how big this, like how many grains this is, but it's 50 caliber bullet, as most muzzleloaders are. It's got a green polymer tip, which I guess works like a hollow point. I guess kind of like Hornady. And then the green thing is like the wad that separates the powder from the bullet. You know, kind of like how a shotgun shell is. And on the other side, there's these 3 little things of powder. I'm not going to take it out, but it's a little block of powder, and there's 3 of them in there. You can adjust how heavy your loads are by how many of those little chunks of powder you put down the barrel. He has it set up so that it shoots all 3, which I think is called a magnum load. You know, it's more powerful. So, you know, that's how he has his set up, and that's how it's loaded. So, you know, I guess it shoots pretty accurate like that. I'm not really sure. I haven't actually shot this before. I just know that he said that the scope is zeroed at 100 yards, and then he gave me a little card that says how much the bullet actually drops once you get out to like 150, 200 yards. And that's just how it would shoot, as long as I'm being, holding the gun steady. But anyway, that's what I used for alternative method season. I really like this muzzleloader. Maybe I'll get one of my own next year, or maybe in a couple years. I don't know. I don't really like having to borrow guns all the time for different seasons. So I'll probably get my own. Like I said, when I was hunting, I didn't see any deer at the farm. I was at the farm, and the lake was frozen, and the only thing I really saw was a coyote was walking on the frozen lake, and I had a pretty clear shot at it, but I wasn't going to shoot it. I don't really know the regulations for coyotes around here, like if you need tags or anything. And also, well, first of all, a 50 caliber muzzleloader is way overkill for a coyote. That would probably just blow the coyote apart. And also, since it was on a frozen lake, one of 2 things would probably happen, since the ice wasn't really that thick. either I would have shot the coyote, the bullet probably would have passed through the coyote, broke the ice, and the body would have fallen in the water. Or if I would have missed the coyote, the bullet would still break the ice and probably drop the live animal in the water, and the animal probably would have died and drowned. And either way, I wouldn't have been able to retrieve the body because the lake wasn't really frozen enough for me to walk out on it. So I don't really like shooting an animal just to shoot an animal. If I'm going to shoot it, I want to keep it so that I can eat it, and I just didn't want to shoot an animal that didn't need to be shot, so I let it live. Also, I was walking through the woods, and I didn't get a clear view of what it was, but there was a small, light gray animal walking around. I'm not sure if it was the same coyote, or if it was a different coyote, or if it was a bobcat. But I wasn't close enough to see what it was, and by the time I first got close enough to see what it was, it ran away, so I didn't see what it was. But I just know it wasn't a deer, and it wasn't what I was looking to hunt, obviously. So I didn't shoot at that either. So that was not a very successful day of hunting, and that was my last day of hunting. Today is the last day of alternative method season anyway, and obviously didn't have any luck. So anyway, that's kind of just a short review on this night vision muzzleloader, 50 caliber. Don't know a whole lot about it other than what I've told you, so that's all I have. Subscribe to my channel, like me on Facebook. I'm RedneckMini14, and until next time, be safe.